this is Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company, and today I'm showing you how to make one card in a 4-card class that's going to be coming up later this month. We're using the Umbrella Days bundle from Stampin' Up. It is an online exclusive and it is super cute. So here's the bundle. And on one of the cards today, I actually will show you during class how to alter your die cuts to make a fun card. So the card that I'm going to show you today is a scene building card, and I'll walk you through the steps, and then at the very end I will show you the other 3 cards that we'll make during class. So this class is available for January, and everything is linked below if you do have any questions. But let's make this adorable card. So here I am, I'm stamping the child and the puppy using my Misty in some Memento black ink because we are going to do some Stamp and Blend alcohol marker coloring. So Memento works really well for that. And I do have the large mouse pad removed from my Misty so that we can stamp with those red rubber stamps. They do stamp really well. So here I'll zoom in and I'll tell you the colors I'm using. So here they are quickly. If you wanted to take a screenshot, you could. But I'm getting my inspiration from the DSP, and the DSP is the Celebration pattern. I can't, off the top of my head, recall what it's called. Is it like Fields, Flowers in Bloom? Or maybe I'm getting that mixed up with the stamp set. I can't remember. But here we are. So we're going to color the puppy, and I, of course, have to color him Milo colors. So I'm using Pecan Pie Light and Dark and a little bit of bronze, and just adding some shading. And we don't have to worry too much about the puppy actually, because there is an adorable die that die cuts a raincoat for the puppy. For the longest time I stared at the die trying to figure out what the raincoat went to. I thought for sure it was the raincoat for the kid because you have boots that the die will die cut for the kid, and I was like, well, this has to be a raincoat for the kid, until finally I figured it out that it's a raincoat for the puppy. So we definitely use that today. So here I'm going to color the raincoat, and I'm using Flirty Flamingo Dark and Light, which when I pulled out this marker, I realized I don't think I've ever used it. So I'm going to add some shading and blend out with the lighter color, and then if I do blend out too much of the dark, I just go back in and add a little bit more. Okay, now the pants I thought are probably leggings because I don't know about you, but I live in leggings. And jeans really aren't in my vocabulary these days. So they're Pebbled Path. I wanted it to be a warm gray, so I used Pebbled Path. And any skin tone marker for the hands there. And the boots I did color in light Flirty Flamingo just in case anything popped through. We're going to put a die cut pair of boots there, but just in case it didn't line up, I didn't want it to be white if there was any cardstock showing through. So here now I have Shy Shamrock dark, and I'm outlining some with the dark, and then I'm taking the brush tip of the light Shy Shamrock and sort of filling in those spaces. I'm trying not to get like color marks if I can, and so I'm using the brush tip. But I do like to color with the bullet tip more often than not. So here I feel like it blended out too much of that dark, so I'm going to go back in and add some more dark. I think that looks great, and then we can die cut everything out. Okay, once we get all of those die cut, we're going to take some of the standalone dies, and I'm going to cut out the large cloud and one of the puddles. So in this die set, there's 2 clouds and 2 puddles. So I'm taking from Pool Party cardstock, I die cut the puddle, and I'm ink blending a little bit of Pool Party on there just to get some dimension. And then the cloud is cut from, I think that's gray granite, and I'm adding some Pebbled Path ink onto there. And you can see in the background there, in Melon Mambo, I have those adorable boots and the raincoat for the puppy that we will just add on to our die cuts with some liquid glue. Okay. Really adorable, and these die cuts are so little. They're really easy to line up though. Okay, and then the other thing that I like to do is take a white gel pen and just add some detail. I'll show you up close here. See, isn't that adorable? So easy, and the coloring is not complicated at all. So here's this little itsy bitsy, you can see how small this die cut is, and it lines up on the puppy. It's so cute. I love it. Oh, Milo does not wear a raincoat. I don't think he would even let me try to put one on him, but it sure would be really cute. I think one time, a really long time ago, I tried to put a winter coat on him, and he's a lab, obviously, and he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what are you doing, lady? I don't need a raincoat or a winter coat. Here's some Stella, just adding a little bit of glitter to those images. Now, let's look at what else we're going to use. So here I have a piece of Melon Mambo and a piece of white. So I'm going to mat the white with the Melon Mambo, and we'll do a Melon Mambo card base. So here I have a traditional like side fold, book fold card, and then this is the white piece that we're gonna have be the panel on our card. So I'm taking, in the stamp set there's these raindrops, and I'm taking Pool Party ink and I'm going to stamp the raindrops across the whole piece. Now the raindrops do have a direction. I learned that the hard way. So make sure all your raindrops are going in the right way. Otherwise the rain would be going up, and I don't think that's a thing. So just make sure your raindrops are going all the right way. Okay, so that was easy. We get that on there. And that will get glued right to the Melon Mambo piece with some liquid glue. And I love dimension on my cards, so this will actually get popped up on the card. But first we need to add our DSP. So I picked a pattern from the DSP that is very vibrant and bright. So I'll pull that out in a second. I think I'm going to stamp the inside of the card first. So this is just a 4x5¼ white. And I think we'll stamp the puppy in Melon Mambo. Now I know puppies aren't Melon Mambo, but the ink color goes with the rest of the cards. So we're just going to go with it. You could also stamp the puppy in Memento. That would be fine too, I think. Okay, so that'll be the inside of the card, and we might as well glue that down while we're here. Okay, and get that centered nicely, easy peasy. Add our DSP for the card front. Now this is a full, oh, that one's not a full card front. I have to cut a new piece. I didn't make that a full card front. So here's the pattern I chose. And I want it to be a full card front, which is 4¼ by 5½. So we're going to cut this to 4¼ by 5½, and then glue this one down that fits the full card front. You wouldn't need to do the full card front, but I want as much of this pattern to pop out from behind the Melon Mambo and white panel as possible because it's so pretty. Okay, and that will go in the center just like that, but it needs some dimension. So we'll add our images here. I'm going to sort of lay them out and think about how they're going to go here. We want the kid standing in the puddle and maybe the puppy in the puddle, if we can get the puppy in the puddle too, which I think we can, and this really cute cloud, and then we need a sentiment. So I think I'm going to take a piece of Flirty Flamingo and one of the sentiments, I'm going to pull out one of the sentiments here, and we're going to heat emboss with white embossing powder. And I have a really little space for this sentiment, so I think we're going to fussy cut it rather than die cut it or block it off. So here I have my Versamark, and I like to stamp kind of a lot with Versamark. It may be a little bit excessive, but I want to make sure that I have plenty of ink on my cardstock so that when I go to add my embossing powder, I get really good coverage. And here I have my white embossing powder. I just have it all in a bucket. Makes it nice and easy. And a little spoon. There's a spoon in there, but it gets lost in there. So I have this separate spoon that I have been using. And I have a little helper who thought my spoon was a lot of fun. Okay, so here I have heat embossed this. And I want to fussy cut it out, but I can tell you that I am not good at fussy cutting. It is not it's not my favorite. So what I'm going to do, this is a little trick I have. I'm going to outline where I want to cut with a pencil. So I'm just drawing a really light line, just like, you know, an eighth of an inch away from the actual sentiment and where I want to cut. That way, when I'm cutting, it's already thought out. I'm going to cut on that line. I don't have to think about how I should move my paper and how I should cut it because I thought about that when I drew the line. So now I'm just taking my scissors and trying to keep the paper in the center of my blades and trying to move the paper, not my scissors, as much as possible, which I can tell you that is much harder to do than it seems. Okay, so once I get everything cut out here, I will take my pencil eraser and very gently erase any pencil marks that are still there. Okay, so that's my little trick for fussy cutting. Maybe it'll help you too. It's just, I love the way the fussy cutting looks when you're done. Like, look how cute it looks, but it's hard to do. Okay, so now we need to add everything together and we're almost done. So here I have a foam sheet. I'm going to cut it to size and stick it right on the back of that melon mambo. Really saves time if you have these instead of using like individual dimensionals. Here we are. Make sure your raindrops go the right way. I had to double check and make sure mine are going the right way. Now all of these will get dimensionals. You can see on the back of my sentiment there, I had a little boo-boo. I stamped with Versamark and heat embossed once, and it didn't give me the best results. So I flipped the cardstock over. It's two-sided for a reason. So I flipped it over and tried it again. So the second time worked much better. So I think we will pop everything up except for that puddle. The puddle I think I'll glue down on the card right at the bottom there underneath everyone's feet. So we'll put the little girl down here, and we need a puddle to figure out where the puppy goes. So I'm going to use some liquid glue for the puppy. I'm sorry, not the puppy, the puddle. And everything else is already all ready to go. We need a cloud, of course. It's raining. And our sentiment fits nicely right here. Now, I love to have things sort of hanging off and not be perfectly straight. So that's why you'll see the cloud hangs off, the umbrella hangs off a little bit, the sentiment is overlapping. I think it just adds a little bit extra for the eye to look at. So here I have some white ribbon. Now this is new ribbon. It's either an online exclusive or it's from the new spring mini catalog, but I'm pretty sure it's an online exclusive. I don't remember from what set, but I used my bow maker to tie a perfect bow. And I know I've mentioned several times that I would not make bows if I didn't have a bow maker because I'm no good at it. And then here I folded my ribbon in half and then trimmed the tails so you get that cute little detail at the end of the ribbon. And I'm going to use a glue dot and add the ribbon to the card. Now, of course, we need embellishments. So I'm taking some basic pearls. And I like to add odd numbers. So I'm adding 5 to this card here, just sort of randomly. Now, basic pearls are kind of a staple. I feel like if you can't figure out what embellishment will go, you can always go back to your basic pearls. All right, isn't that adorable? So that is one card for class. Class will be in January, and it's available for purchase. This will be a second card that we'll make. You get all of your die cut pieces, all of your cardstock and your DSP. You just need to have your own stamps and dies. Here's card 3. Now card 3 and 4 are fun folds. Isn't that cute? So anything that is stamped, you'll need to stamp and then die cut. But a lot of the die cut pieces will come in class for you. Okay, and there's card number 4. So if you want more details, you can visit my website. You'll get that ribbon and you'll get some pearls. You can visit my website. It's browndogcraftcompany.com. And if you like and subscribe, that helps me out a lot also. So thanks for joining, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.